Kia ora, my name is Ganga Devi Tilichapun, student ID 300200836, and as a part of my presentation, I'm going to do a presentation on policy change in New Zealand. And proceeding further, we'll first look after the content. It includes policy change. I'll talk about paid parental leave over here. Next, I'll look after the role of central government in determining the policy change. Also, how this policy contributes to bring improvement in health outcomes of an individual and its family or whānau. Also about an organization that is related to this policy change. And lastly, we will conclude with a conclusion and references. So basically, we'll first look at what is a policy. When you look at its definition, policy is a deliberate system where principles are formed to guide decisions and help to achieve rational outcomes, and these policies are generally acquired by the government body within an organization. Next, what is a policy change? Policy change is a major change in attitude or principles. It also refers to the step-by-step changes that are made on step-by-step in existing structures to provide new and innovative policies. Here we look after paid parental leave. So basically, paid parental leave is an employee-based or employee benefit policy that is available in all the countries, including New Zealand, Australia, USA, and many more. The term paid parental leave may also include maternity, paternity, and adoption leave, or may be used distinctively from maternity leave. It was introduced in July 2002 by Labour Party, and later it was revised in 2018, where they included the weeks as 18 to 22 weeks. The policy is further formulated and government has made plans to make it better, and paid parental leave duration was extended, and it is tend to increase to 26 from July 2020, and the amount is expected to be 585.80 New Zealand dollar per week. When we talk about paid parental leave, it is actually further divided into two types of parental leave payments from government, that is preterm baby payment and parental leave payment. Preterm baby payment may be available if a baby is born before due date, and parental leave payment is a government-funded payment that is provided when the mother stops working for the welfare of her children to give proper care. We'll also look after its aim. Firstly, the extension or the change in policy is done to support working women and families with newborn and young children and help reduce the financial crisis or burden that may arise. Nextly, it also allows the carers who are unable to take additional unpaid leave more time for bonding with their children, and also help to facilitate exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months as recommended by World Health Organizations. Here we are looking after the beneficiaries of paid parental leave. Firstly, a pregnant mother or a new mother. Though it is said to be given to a pregnant mother or a new mother, still there is a criteria that she has to pass, and she must have worked an average of 10 hours per week in at least 26 weeks in a year to be eligible for this policy. Next is a spouse of the pregnant or new mother. The other beneficiary is an adoptive parent, also a grandparent taking full-time care of the children, and lastly, a permanent guardian of the children. There are the various roles that have been played by the central government in this policy change, and we are elaborately looking after them. Firstly, central government plays a vital role in planning and bringing changes in policies, and they are the responsible authorities for implementing and planning these changes in policies. Next is major role, they also play a major role in developing eligibility criteria for paid parental leave. They have responsibility of arranging funds and find new resources that can be helpful in implementing these policies. And lastly, they help to foster the new or the future generation for the welfare and growth of the population. How this policy contributes to bring improvement in health outcomes in an individual and family. The very first point is that it makes mother and childhood bond more stronger. When mother is free enough to care and provide proper breastfeeding and care to the child, there is that natural bond that arises, the bond of belongingness and love and care. Next is it brings equal responsibility to both the parents. Only the mother is not responsible for looking after the child. The father is also equally responsible. When the mother returns to her work, she will be fit enough and the baby as well. Next is that it helps to create a global impact of exclusive breastfeeding that is also recommended by World Health Organization. Also, it improves emotional and mental well-being of parents as they will be more able to give more care, love and love to the family and the newborn child. And lastly, it improves the quality of life and lower the further risk of infant and maternal mortality and morbidity rate. There is an organization which is responsible or related to this policy, and for here, IRD or Inland Revenue is a responsible organization to support paid parental leave. Now we are going to look what is the role and what is Inland Revenue. So it is the public service department of New Zealand responsible for giving advice to government on tax policy, collecting it and also disbursing payments for social support program. It was formed in the year 1878. The headquarters of IRD is located at Wellington, that is the capital city of New Zealand. And the aim of making this department is that it focuses on providing help to families facing financial and various problems of families of New Zealand. So there are required documents for paid parental leave that IRD can help, and they need various documents and these include, first is IRD number of the beneficiary and the tax code, which can be main or secondary. Second, bank number of respective person. Third, income documents proving the eligibility criteria. Fourth, declaration form from the employer stating that they meet the eligibility criteria. Fifth, a letter stating her maternal due date or the birth date. Once the eligibility criteria is cleared, IRD sends a payment advice letter stating that weekly paid parental leave entitlement amount, the amount of regular for nightly payments, and the date when the payments will be made. So lastly, we have the conclusion, and it says that we can conclude by saying that a policy change is a responsibility of government of respective country and is for the welfare of the population. Here, paid parental leave is especially for mother or ladies who are pregnant and wish to give proper care for the better nourishment of their children, and IRD is an organization that is there to completely help them as per the government eligibility rules and criteria. So here are the list of references which I have chosen for my presentations to give statement regarding it. Lastly, thank you.